Hello and welcome. This is Lucretia, and you are tuning in to another fantastic episode of Candid Conversations. Everybody say, I've got nothing to prove. That's what we're going to talk about today. Having nothing to prove to anybody. Mark 8:11 says, when the Pharisees heard that Jesus had arrived, they came and started to argue with him. Testing him, they demanded that he show them a miraculous sign from heaven to prove his authority. Do you have someone in your life who demands things from you and who thinks that you have to prove something to them? Well, that's what the Pharisees were doing in this instance in the book of Mark, chapter 8. The Pharisees were clearly agitators. Agitators purposely stir up things, and their hearts are intent upon evil. Do you have an agitator in your life today? The purpose for the Pharisees' coming was to engage Jesus in conflict concerning his identity. They were demanding a sign in an attempt to disprove that he was the Messiah. Jesus was unimpressed. He had already demonstrated who he was. However, the petty power struggle with the Pharisees continued on. Even with sufficient evidence of the miracles that Jesus had performed, the Pharisees rejected the signs and they rejected Jesus as Messiah. Jesus, he didn't have anything to prove to them. They were obstinate. And so guess what Jesus did? He simply walked away with his disciples. Maybe that can serve as an example for us when people come at us sideways and then suddenly they want us to prove something to them for whatever reason. Have you ever been in a predicament where your identity was being questioned, where you have been provoked, where you have been pushed in a corner? How did that make you feel? Have you ever been in a position where someone was provoking you to prove yourself who you were or what you could do? As one who has experienced both, I can attest to the fact that it does not feel good. I can also attest to the fact that I have not always been Christ-like in these instances. I haven't always taken the humble road and walked away when I was confronted to this magnitude, but I've gotten so much better. Thank God for his grace and for his growth. But during these moments, I found myself personally frustrated and angry and like, how dare you? I thank God for the example in Jesus. I have since learned that I can simply walk away from any agitator or agitating situations because guess what? I have nothing to prove. There is absolutely no need for me to perform for anyone. And there is no need for you to perform for anyone either. Repeat after me. I am who God says that I am. I will be who God has called me to be. I will do what God has called me to do. My identity is secure in Christ, and I have nothing to prove. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Candid Conversations. And remember, you have nothing to prove to anyone. Goodbye.